Yo, welcome back in. Happy graduation day to Jeremy Lin and the New York Knicks, Landry Fields. How we doing? We feeling good, my brother?
I'm feeling great. How are you feeling?
No, I'm doing wonderful. The Knicks another victory. The NBA is back. We're rolling. You got a bat in your hand. You're doing good.
I'm feeling great. I hope we just impress some people.
Yeah.
We actually put a thought or two into this.
How about that? You know, we actually, for a change, planned an introduction. We just come out to some crazy music and run in here like a bunch of maniacs. We planned something out.
We've graduated to serious reporting.
How about that?
It's unbelievable.
Not bad.
It's unbelievable.
Speaking of which, we're going to have a special interview coming up over the weekend. I will not reveal yet. That's called a tease in the business. You see how good we're doing over here? Look at us stepping up.
This is true.
Unbelievable. I'm going to get my masters over here. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. What we're really here to talk about is sports. You don't want to hear about my PhD degrees and his fake degree, his associates over here. So let's get on to the NBA. What do you say, huh? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
We had All-Star weekend, but before we do that, we actually have a really special report. My boy, the golden one over here, would like to tell you about the Daytona 500. Take it away.
Daytona 500. There was a crash, there was an explosion, and Matt Kenseth won. Jay, back to you, buddy.
That's it. All right, so thanks for hanging around for that. That is our NASCAR segment. We will try to expand it by a millisecond next week. Okay, moving on. Dunk contest. I didn't really know anybody who was in it, so whatever.
What a disaster.
That's what bothers me. If, back in the day, obviously I had Jordan and Dominique, and even Vince Carter got into it back in the day. Didn't Kobe Bryant do it in his rookie or second year also?
I think he did.
Yeah, so, usually everybody gets into it. Blake Griffin did it. But, it's just lost all of its luster, and now they get, the 2 minutes to do 1,700 dunks, and they're all missing it, so it's not appealing to me at all.
No, I mean, it's not. I mean, the turn out the lights glow in the dark was pretty cool for aesthetically speaking, I suppose, but, it's just, there's no one in it. It's just like I said with the Rising Stars, it's a waste of our time.
It is.
Kevin Durant said it best. He sent out a tweet afterwards saying, "We need to bring this thing back. We need to promote the game.
That's right.
Let's get LeBron in there. Let's get his own teammate before that, Westbrook, in there. Let's get some guys who can actually dunk. Maybe John Wall even. Let's get in there."
Well, Durant could dunk. Why wouldn't he want to be in it?
Well, he might. I mean, he might.
I hope so. He's calling everybody else out. KD, you want to get yourself in there.
That's
also,
true too.
right?
That's true. But he did do the 3-point contest at least. I mean, he participated.
You know what? That's very fair.
Yeah.
He was in something. You're right. In the 3-point contest, and it was both your boys.
Yeah, I was just saying, well, I just want to say that we did put together our teams, and I feel very happy about the fact that my starting front court was the final two in the 3-point contest.
It's pretty good. I give you credit where it's due, and I was making fun of you a little bit last week, saying that Kevin Love's your starting power forward on your team. I kind of laughed at you, but I'm really starting to come around now. He's really legit, and he's playing great. An all-star he is, and big guy shooting threes like that,
And we'll get more into him when we talk about the double-doubles a little bit later.
Yes.
I mean, this guy's, 25 and 14, I think, for the year.
Something serious. Unbelievable.
Pretty hard to argue right now.
No, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yes, the 3-point contest, so, Love beat out Durant, so, it's good to have stars in that. The game itself, I love the NBA All-Star Game. It's my favorite out of all of them. The Pro Bowl is garbage to me. Hockey's interesting, but I don't like, I don't follow sports, so I don't get into it as much. And the Baseball All-Star Game, whatever. But the NBA All-Star Game is exciting.
It's actually really funny you brought that up, because we didn't rehearse this, but I wanted to actually ask you that, which of all of them is your favorite? It's got to be the NBA, right?
No, it's not even a contest.
So the Pro Bowl is on the verge of being eliminated. It's going to be an in-name only thing. The Major League Baseball All-Star Game is a debacle.
It's a debacle. I know they tried to add, the winner of the league gets to host
it's an exhibition game. How does an exhibition game determine who gets home field in the World Series? It's
a silly rule. I don't like that rule at all. It doesn't make any sense.
But I enjoy watching the best athletes on the planet go up and down the court for 60 minutes.
And I don't mind so much that they're not playing defense for about 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters. I really don't mind, because I want to see them do their high-flying dunks. That's kind of like the dunk contest to me, seeing these
the best dunk contest of the weekend was during that game.
Yeah, LeBron was unbelievable in that game. There's no doubt about it. Moving on toward the end of the game, he really wasn't so unbelievable. There's 3 players I want to talk about specifically in that game. LeBron is one of them. To me, that game, albeit an all-star game, is a microcosm to me of his entire career. And what I mean by that is basically that he's willing to give up the ball, not shoot it, whatever you know, again, whatever it may be, because he doesn't have that clutch gene at the end of the game. So now he's already got in his mind, you know what, I'm going to defer, and he already looked for his boy Dwayne Wade in the corner, got the ball picked off, and, you know, they lose the game. Now, he was excellent during the game, but to me, the last 10 seconds shows everything to me, and then Kobe got up in his face and gave him a 1-4. And Kobe and Wade are, you know, two other guys I want to talk about, but what's your opinion of LeBron, not just in the All-Star game, but basically, you know, his whole demeanor right now? What do you think of that at the end?
I think the same as everyone else. He, in my opinion, at least at this point, he lacks the clutch gene.
Totally.
I mean, but here's the thing: is if there's ever a time to take the shot, it's an All-Star game. Plus, they wouldn't have been in that situation if it wasn't for him. So he deserved to take the shot. And then of all things, he tries to throw a pass from one side of the court to the other when Carmelo was smirking at him from about 2 feet away from him with an open look from the top of the key. And he didn't give it to him. It
shows you how nervous he is at the end of games. Yeah. Even like you say, it's an exhibition game. Take the shot. Who cares?
You know what I feel bad about, too? Like you had gone through this when you did your solo act a couple weeks ago. LeBron's a good guy.
He is a good guy. I like him.
He's a good guy, and I'm really starting to feel bad because clearly the media, all the stuff we're saying right now about the fact he lacks the clutch gene has really gotten in his head.
I think if we just maybe accept him for what he is as an excellent basketball player and not one of the greatest, certainly not of all time, then it'll be a little bit easier on him. But he was crowned king as soon as he got in, like you had mentioned, and kind of it's self-proclaimed in a way. So he carries around that weight, and he's been for the past 8 seasons in the NBA, and it's definitely an issue. And again, I'm with you. I like him. I feel bad. He wants to be well-liked, and he doesn't deserve any of this stuff. Right. The decision was stupid, the way he went about it, no problem. People make mistakes. He's still a young kid and whatever. But look, accept him for what he is, and I think that we'll all be okay with it. I wanted to get into Wade and Kobe real quick. They're the total opposite of LeBron. They got the clutch gene, they got the killer instinct, and they showed it at the end of the game. One where, again, Kobe got in LeBron's face saying, exact words from what I can read lips, "Damn, shoot the ball." That's exactly what he said. He said, "Damn, shoot the ball."
I don't have a PhD in reading lips, but it was definitely it was certainly something very close to that.
Yes, sure. Yes. To me, it was pretty clear as day, and that's kind of Kobe saying, "Look, man, if you want to step up and be king of this league and win championships, you're going to have it in your gut to take a shot in an exhibition game in my face. Right. That's what you got to do." Right. All right. And look, he's not Kobe, and he's not Wade, who gave Kobe a concussion.
Well,
what do you think about that?
Well, I'll answer that in one second. I just want to say this, though, too, from a LeBron standpoint. If the East actually wins that game, especially if he actually takes the shot instead of trying to pass it, he's the MVP.
No question.
And again, it encompasses everything we think about this guy. It's just like, shoot the ball, knock it home, and you know what? You'll get your MVP, you'll get your just due, and people will get off your back. Instead, you make a bonehead pass, which he stepped up to and totally admitted, but...
Yep. And before that, he had given it up first. I mean, I know the play wasn't designed for him, but why is Darren Williams getting a three-point shot to win that game at the end, out of all people? I found that interesting.
I found it interesting, too, and really, to sum up that whole point is, I mean, was it an air ball? I mean, did they even hit the rim?
Yeah, it was a terrible shot.
It was terrible.
Not that, you know, again, he's an excellent player, but I found it with all the guys on the court who have that clutch gene, not LeBron, obviously, that he would be the one shooting. I found that weird.
I found it weird, too, but going back to what you said about the whole thing with Wade and Kobe's foul and Kobe looking like some... Get a custom. Rip Hamilton has the custom there.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's great thing, but I don't think it was intentional. And Dwayne Wade doesn't have a malicious bone in his body, at least from my standpoint. He may have tried to intentionally foul Kobe, but he certainly didn't try to break his nose.
Right, I agree. I'm sure he didn't intend to hurt him in any way, but it was a hard foul for an All-Star game, you know, however you want to put it. And I'm not accusing Dwayne Wade of anything, because all I hear is about he's a nice guy and he wouldn't do something like that. I agree with you 100%. But it was a hard foul for an All-Star game, and Kobe got a concussion. But you know what? As Kobe does, he puts on whatever gear he's got to put on, and he comes out last night and puts 31 points up.
I know, and like 7 rebounds and 8 assists. 7 rebounds. I mean,
one of his best games of the season. Go figure.
Unbelievable.
You can't hold that guy down. He's just a competitor, and he's amazing. That's why I love watching him.
And that's why he's an all-time great.
No doubt about it. That's why he's an all-time great. Not MJ, like we said before, but he is an all-time great. We got a couple of other All-Stars we want to talk about, guys that are on the trading block. Dwight Howard and Rajon Rondo, who's kind of new now. I mean, we've been knowing about Howard all season long, even for more than that. But Rondo now, you hear that the Celtics are looking to trade him, and it's very public. And the reasons that I'm understanding why is because he's a problem in that organization. He's got a mouth on him, and he's, kind of lipping off, and he got a technical the other day, and he was suspended a couple of games, so obviously there are problems there, no doubt. All that being said, he's a top 5 point guard in the league, and he's an excellent player, and you got to think there's a team out there that's going to take a chance on him.
And, well, I mean, the speculation, I think, is the Lakers. And I'm just trying to figure out, because a guy like Rondo needs the ball in his hand. He is a point guard, and he does make a lot of things happen from all sorts of different ways from a basketball perspective. I don't know if that would mesh well with Kobe.
Well, you see, Rondo, he is a very good scorer. Not a great one. He's a very good scorer. And while he does have the ball in his hands and he brings it up, he's a good passer, too.
Yeah.
The guy can dish the ball. I mean,
absolutely.
He averages 9, 10 assists a game and 15 points. So he obviously can pass, and I think that maybe a new scene would be good. Obviously, Boston wants rid of him, and I think it would work in L.A. I haven't really thought about what teams would obviously work out. I'm not really sure, but what about, I don't know, could Orlando maybe swap? And, Rajon Rondo maybe along with, another key piece or something like that for Dwight Howard. They're both on the block right now, and Dwight Howard did say the Celtics is one team that he is interested in going to.
Or on the contrary, is it possible that they could trade him to... does Orlando have enough pieces to give back to the Celtics where you team up Rajon and Dwight Howard in Orlando? Maybe Dwight doesn't go anywhere.
Well, that would be great for Orlando. I mean, that would be ideal even for the league. I mean, you hear like all these analysts and everything saying it'd be great if he can stay in Orlando, and it would be wonderful if he could. I don't know if that's going to happen, and it's going to take a Rajon Rondo type of player to make him stay in Orlando. You hear they're going after Monte Ellis now. This is kind of like the latest word, the kid out of Golden State.
Right.
Good player, no doubt about it, but is he the kind of guy in his 6th year that you say, okay, he's an all-star superstar from here on out, and him and Dwight Howard being the key pieces is enough? I don't think so. But that's what they're trying to appeal to Dwight Howard. Saying, we're going to bring in Monte Ellis, stick around.
Monte Ellis is a great scorer. He's also one of these combo guards who is kind of sort of a point guard. He's a shooting guard trying to play point guard. And I think you end up in a bigger problem in Orlando if that's the case, because Jameer Nelson is also a point guard, but he's also more of a combo guard where he's a shoot-first sort of guy. I just don't know. There's so few of those pass-first guys out there. I think you need one of those, especially where Dwight Howard's concerned, because he needs to get the ball down low.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, I go back to real quick to the Shaq and Kobe reference. They were both great scorers, and it did work. They won 3 championships in a row. I think that if you do have a great center, it's not as much of a need to have a strictly passing point guard. That's why I think Darren Williams would work, in Brooklyn with him, which is another team that's really interested in him. You got Brooklyn, New Jersey /Nets, and you also got, real quick, the Clippers, the Lakers are interested, maybe the Knicks a little bit.
The Mavs?
Yeah, the Mavericks are interested, no doubt about it. So if you had to think of a possible team that he would go to where the best fit would be right now for him, what would you say?
For Dwight.
For Dwight, specifically for Dwight. Taking pieces and trades out of it, where could you see him ending up? What's kind of like your prediction of where he should and may end up going?
My gut feeling, I don't know how the chips are going to fall, is he actually stays in Orlando.
You think that's going to happen?
I think one way or another, they're going to get someone to bring into Orlando to keep him there. Alternatively, there's only 1 or 2 places I see him actually going elsewhere. It's either the Lakers or the future Brooklyn Nets. I think it's one or the other.
Yeah, it's possible.
I think my only issue with that is if his real goal is to be the big fish in a bigger pond, I don't know if you're going to accomplish that in Brooklyn, because the Knicks are always going to be the big mahaf in New York.
Yeah, well, yes, they will be, but we'll see. I mean, hey, look, if the Brooklyn Nets start winning championships, that's going to turn around real quick. It will. It will happen. If the Brooklyn Nets win, the Knicks haven't won since '73. We're going back a long time, 72, 73. So
was that the 18th century? Or the 19th
yeah,
century?
exactly right.
I don't know.
There wasn't even TV back then, so nobody saw it.
Definitely too long for my age to remember for sure.
There you go. So we'll see where he ends up. Yet to be determined. But Orlando, if you're smart, you trade him because you don't want another Shaquille O'Neal incident where you got nothing back. All right, so get him out there. Real quick, we did the Knicks introduction. The Knicks won a game last night. Jeremy Lin is averaging basically a double-double right now with assists and points. I mean, he's great. All right, and 19 and 13 last night. They were getting their butts kicked and they came back.
And it was great to see him bounce back from what happened in Miami. Last night was a full slate of games, and for all the naysayers of Jeremy Lin, people He had 13 assists last night, which was more than any other point guard in the league.
One turnover.
And he had one turnover, and he took a beating. He took a beating, barely got a whistle. He didn't complain. He had the thing stuffed up his nose from the bloody nose all game, and he just kept trucking. And honestly, there's not a day that goes by that I just don't get more excited about the potential of this guy playing point.
Yeah, I'm with you. And he keeps reminding me more and more of Nash. Now with the getting beat up, I remember Nash having broken noses and black eyes all over the place. You know, he runs in there and he's physical and he takes a pounding. And his minutes would decrease last night, which is good. And Baron Davis finally played a good game.
Baron Davis,
the whole bench played a good game. They had basically another starting five out there that scored 50 points. And your boy Novak, all right.
He did it again.
All right.
He did it again.
All right.
Well, let me ask you. I mean, I know you beat me up a little bit for it, but with the whole discount doubles championship belt, I know you can't stand it. But at some point, you got to say, like, I'll use the reference of LeBron James crowning himself a king, and he's really a crownless king at this point. And not that Steve Novak has won anything.
No.
But that being said, I mean, even Tyson Chandler was getting into it on the sideline. It's like this galvanizing.
They got to come up with something else. They got to get their own thing.
There's something very warming about this geeky-looking, tall, white guy popping threes from half court and then give himself the championship for it. I just love it.
I will say one thing. Aaron Rodgers did start that the year that they won the Super Bowl before they won. Yeah. So if this is any sort of divine intervention coming from the Green Bay gods, maybe over the New York Knicks, then I'll take it. Then you'll see me discount double checking.
Maybe that giant population of Wisconsin will have something to say about it.
Yeah, all 5 million of you. That's pretty good, actually. That's more than I thought. That's about 5 million more than I thought.
A little more.
I'm sorry, Wisconsin. I love cheese. Anyway, listen, we're going to be coming back. There's a lot more to get to. I mean, there's still more NBA stuff I want to get into with you. And, we got the baseball, obviously, MLB, Terry Francona. We got the draft, the NFL draft, RG3, Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning. Where's he going? What's happening? Listen, we're coming back in a few minutes. You're going to catch us on another segment. That'll be segment 2 of this edition. That's right. Always go to root4sports.com. The website is back up now. It's running. We got a new name. We got a new design. We're kicking butt. Things are beautiful. We got the podcast on one page. We got the blog on the other. We'll be back in a few. Anything you want to say before we go get ourselves a hamburger?
I'll see them soon.
Okay, we'll see you soon. Later.